substantial American force into Somalia.
I have seen with my own eyes dead American soldiers being dragged through the streets of Mogadishu. There were at least 2 U.S. helicopters confirmed shot down.
Civil wars, pirates.
Look at me, sure. I'm the captain.
Western navies are hunting down Somali pirates in the Indian Ocean.
And the looming threat of Africa's most advanced terrorist group have shattered this nation.
Somalia, one of the most dangerous places in the world.
Over time, I have learned that sometimes the places we deem to be extremely dangerous often have remarkable people and interesting stories, and that a people and its government are not the same thing. And so I will be visiting the capital Mogadishu to find out why Somalia is so broken at a time where the possibility of Somalia finally ending as one unified state becomes ever more likely. Along the way, I'll meet a reformed pirate, someone who once embodied the chaos, now represents the potential for change. After many years, the government still hasn't ridden the country of terrorist groups, which has unfortunately given Somalia a bad reputation around the world. Hiding is... That's great. Guys, welcome to Hamadweni Market. This is the second largest market and one of the oldest markets in Mogadishu. And this is obviously your typical market where you can buy your fabrics, your clothes, anything really. One thing that is bad is the roads here are terrible. That's one bad thing. But that's why they have so many Toyotas. I've been told that this is just from... It's just very old, apparently. It's not actually from anything extreme. People are not very happy with the camera, so I'm just like keeping it on myself. I mean, this is something I'm very used to. We got like a masjid over here, lots of mosques, and look at this thin street. This is so cool. Whoa! I have no idea what they're doing here. This is so interesting. Oh, okay. How much does he sell the one dress for?
$1.
$1 for the dress. What is your name?
Adnan.
Adnan?
Do you?
Shu?
Mudassir.
Mukisik.
Mudassir.
Mudassir.
Yes.
Ismi Harry.
How?
But I was invited to a local gathering to show what true Somali hospitality and traditions are like. Oh, this is amazing. The whole family, friends coming together, listening to the traditional music, and this is my first time experiencing it. I don't know what they're saying, but it's really interesting, and then just trying to clap along and trying to get into it, but amazing. And then we're going to have some tea and just sharing our feelings at the end of the day with everyone. It's very nice. They also chew this thing called cat, which is a little bit like, I guess, coca leaves, maybe? It could be the same thing, but it gives you energy. Day one in Somalia was interesting. My guides were extremely chilled out, but I could sense the tension within the city. With so many security personnel, you don't know who are the good guys and who are the bad guys, so I was constantly on edge. Day two was about to get a whole lot more chaotic as we delved deeper into local life. Next day here in Somalia, and to be honest, I feel okay. I feel good. This is my hotel. You can hear helicopters around. The thing with Somalia is there is so much security and so many army personnel and so many military, personal, private security, and you don't know, the problem is you don't know who are the good guys and who are the bad guys, because everyone is wearing kind of similar military outfits. They've all got AK-47s. Sorry, it's kind of loud with the helicopter. There's military bases all around. We're in the green zone. There's UN protected areas, so it's kind of interesting. But yeah, yesterday was just about kind of getting used to things, seeing what life is like. Now today I want to get deeper, find out a little bit more about the problems here. Now we are going into the old city to see like the old lighthouse. You can see all the old buildings here. Wow. This is the old lighthouse, the Italian lighthouse. The Italians built it when they built a port here in Somalia, because Mogadishu, this was the Italian area, like I explained earlier. This is the site of one of the nicest hotels in Mogadishu, which was destroyed in the Civil War. Unfortunately, a lot of the restaurants and these things were destroyed. The lighthouse actually was not destroyed in the Civil War, but it's just been, over time, it's just kind of like dilapidated. It's a bit of a confrontation going on. I think it might be because of me. I don't know. So I'm just going to the sand dunes of Somalia, outside of the city. It's nice to get a break from the city, and this is where you can see people are coming for Thursday and Friday to chill out. Assalamu alaikum.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Sedeta.
ما شاء الله. الحمد لله.
Wadiya.
الله مهدي.
Alhamdulillah.
Yes, 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 yes.
Good. Your camel? Show اسمك of the camel.
نمو هوتيلك.
I was then given the opportunity to meet a reformed pirate. Unfortunately, because the government does not want Somalia to be associated with piracy anymore, I was not allowed to ask him any questions about his former life, but he gave me a lot of information about the future of Somalia. Whilst piracy was a major problem in the 2000s and the 2010s, it has significantly declined over the past decade due to naval patrols and successful prosecutions, but it still remains a threat. The economic impact of Somali piracy was estimated to be around $7 billion in 2012.
My name is Landere. Waxaan ilaaliyaa muxuu ahay bulshada halkan u soo dalxiis tagto. Waxaan kaloo aan ahay nin caan oo macni baraha bulshada caanka ah oo Soomaalida caan ku ah. Runtii Soomaaliya dad badan baa waxay ka aaminsan yihiin waxyaalo qaldan. Laakiin Soomaaliya waa wadan fiican oo wanaagsan. Adduunka wax walba ka dhaco, dunida wax badan baa ka dhaco. qalalaaso dagaal wax walba ka dhaco Soomaaliyana dunideena mid tahay yani wixii dunidaas ka dhacaya ka dhaco mararka qaar kood adiga hadda maxaa ka aaminsan Soomaaliya maadaama Ingiriiska ka timaaday oo hadda wadanka Soomaaliya aad joogto maxaa kala kulantay Soomaaliya ma dhib baad dareemaysaa farxad xumo ma aragtay ma dad oo waxa aragtay oo dhibaatay waxaas ka shaqeynay.
Before I came, I was very nervous. Like all the media, my family, my friends in England said, do not go to Somalia.
Okay, adiga macni hadda waxa asiga wuxuu dareemayaa macni safe in it, Somali safe.
Well, I mean, like safe is a strong. It's not yes or no. It's like in the middle. You cannot say yes, it's safe, but it's like a grey area. Like, so basically, I wanted to like in where I'm from in the UK, Somalia is very famous for one thing. And that is the piracy. So that is finished now completely.
And wadanka awalka hore burcadbadeed waa ka jiray balse hadda wadanka dawlad baa uu leeyahay burcadbadeed ma jiro burcad caadi ah xataa ma jiro oo dadka dhacayo marinis Soomaaliya leedahay hadda maxaa ciidamada mariniska aniga hadda just I'm marinis
on the ocean. Yeah.
faraxsana maadaama oo aad wadanka aad timaaday adigoo u dhashay wadanka Ingiriiska oo maanta Soomaaliya aan wada joogno aad ugu faraxsanahay naftigay waxaana jeclahay meel kale inaan ku kulano wadankaasi aan ugu kulano muxuu ahay.
Shukran. Okay, we've spoken to a pirate, and now there's only one thing left to do, and that is become a pirate. So we're gonna go out. We're gonna take a cargo ship. No, shouldn't make.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to. This is Africa, and
and they will kill me. They will kill me like this.
Wait, you have to cover your face or they'll kill you?
Yes.
Is that what you said?
Just so they see us.
The locals will throw stones at you because they don't see you as one of them.
Greetings, friends, and welcome to Somaliland, a breakaway rebel state from Somalia. It's one of the most difficult and rewarding. Okay, all right, it's fine. Okay, I'm stopping. Jesus. I'm stopping. All right, I'm leaving. Jesus Christ. I was gonna say it's one of the most challenging and rewarding places to travel I've ever been, and I'm gonna show you why today. Let's go. All right, today we're going to the Somaliland visa office. We have to get our visa in person. Bro, this is one of the nicest embassies I have ever been to. It was gorgeous inside, leather chairs, and it was basically a museum to Somaliland inside. So while I waited the 45 minutes to get my passport back, I read up on all kinds of fun parts of Somaliland's history. So you can take me to Westlands, it's okay?
Yeah, we're too humble. Kenyans, we're humble.
All right, this dude I met in the Somaliland visa place is gonna give me a ride, apparently. Thank you, Abdul.
Yeah.
Can I take pictures?
Good human being. Yeah.
Thank you.
Picture for me? Okay, go ahead.
Thanks for the ride, brother.
Maybe small thing will take you to heaven.
Yeah.
Yes. What goes around comes around. Am I right?
Yes, sir. What do you do?
I used to work with Toyota Kenya here. I am a world champion from Toyota.
A world champion? What do you mean?
I was the best in Kenya.
Oh, nice.
So I represent the whole Kenya, Toyota Kenya in Japan.
In Japan?
In Japan, yes. I was in Japan.
Nihon?
Huh?
Nihon?
Nihao. Nihao.
Nihon ni sumashita.
No, Nihao is...
No, Nihon is...
Chinese.
But Nihon is Japan in Japanese. It's the name of the country. Do you speak Japanese?
A little bit, yeah.
Nihongo shitemasu ka?
We say arigato.
Arigato, brother.
Domo arigato. Domo arigato. Hi.
I used to live in Japan.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I am planning to live in Japan.
Really?
I really love that place.
It's the best, isn't it?
Oh, it's the best in the world. I think so.
Yeah, Japanese people are great.
Very honest people. Very straightforward people.
Very honest.
Very hardworking.
With you again, together. Yes, she's my guide. She's my guide. My guardian angel. There's always one in Africa.
Look, she's scared.
She's scared? No. She doesn't. She looks...
No.
She's strong. She's very strong. I am scared. I am scared. This is kind of scary here, bro. I'm way out of my depth. Oh, you're 76ers. NBA.
Oh.
You play basketball?
Oh.
Michael Iverson. Looks like there's a really rustic mosque behind us in the absolute middle of the desert here. It's honestly shocking. It's a little scary being here, I'm not gonna lie, but you know, you get used to it. Hi, brother. No, I'm just selfie. You want photo? You want a photo? Okay. Do a good pose. This is your headshot. This is your big chance. Yes, we'll take a selfie together. Thumb. Besides the people that are shouting at me about the camera. But everybody else is really great.
There's this huge country located in the Horn of Africa that continues to suffer from one conflict after another since independence. The situation is so bad that just hearing its name alone sends shivers down spines. This is Somalia, a land that has come to be defined by relentless war, piracy, and terrorism. But why, one must wonder, why has this one nation become synonymous with chaos? Is it the scars of colonialism that's never healed? Is it the iron-fisted dictators whose oppression bred violence? Or has Somalia become a battlefield for foreign rivalries, a proxy arena for conflicts extending far beyond its borders? To understand why peace constantly slips through Somalia's fingers, we have to retrace its tragic path from brutal colonial occupation through euphoric independence turned sour to anarchy and the rise of extremist militias. I want to tell you the story of why, even today in 2025, Somalia still fights for survival. I'll show you how a land of promise became trapped in endless war and why, after generations, Somalis still long for peace that seems just out of reach. This is the story of why Somalia is always at war. It all began in the late 19th century, a time when European empires sliced Africa apart like a piece of cake. Before this European invasion, the Somali people thrived as a culturally unified society, even though organized into many clans without a single state. It was precisely this clan structure that European powers exploited, drawing arbitrary borders that cut deep into Somali life. In the 1980s, Britain established a protectorate over the north through treaties with clan chiefs and even an agreement with Ethiopia's emperor Menelik II to fix its borders. They called it British Somaliland. Italy meanwhile secured control over much of the south, which came to be known as Italian Somaliland. The Italians gained control by striking deals with local sultans and tribal leaders between 1897 and 1907. By the early 20th century, what is today Somalia was split into British and Italian colonies, with other Somali populated regions handed to France, an area today known as Djibouti. Ethiopia took possession of the Ogaden region and Kenya the northern frontier district. These artificially drawn borders created under colonial rule left ethnic Somalis divided among 5 different territories, sowing the seeds of future conflicts. Under colonial occupation, Somalis experienced both neglect and exploitation. The British in the north governed indirectly and invested way little. They were okay seeing this region of British Somaliland become an economic backwater of nomadic herders. The Italians in the south, meanwhile, developed plantations and infrastructures with a more hands-on approach, even though it was development for their own benefit, often enforced with harsh labor conditions. These differing colonial policies deepened north-south disparities. The agrarian south saw more investment, while the pastoral north was largely neglected, creating lasting inequalities in wealth and infrastructure between the two regions. The European colonizers also played clans against each other, formalizing clan identities for divide and rule purposes. Somalis didn't always take whatever the colonizers dished out though. They rebelled against the system. One famous resistance leader was Syed Mohammed Abdullah Hassan, whom the British nicknamed the Mad Mullah. Starting around 1899, Hassan rallied Somali clans in a dervish movement aimed at expelling the colonizers and their local collaborators. For 2 decades, his forces fought the British in one of the most brutal anti-colonial wars in Africa. The British responded with equally fierce tactics, including in 1920, the first ever aerial bombing in Africa, which obliterated Hassan's stronghold. Though the Dervish rebellion was crushed, Hassan became a nationalist icon for future generations. Other Somalis too resisted colonial rule, from poets who wrote biting anti-colonial verse to female activists like Hawo Tako, who was killed while trying to protect her people. This legacy of resistance gave Somalis a proud narrative of unity. They could unite quickly against an external enemy, such as European colonies, but once that external threat was gone, they returned to their default state of internal divisions. By the mid-20th century, notably during World War II, the British temporarily occupied all Somali territories, including those under Italian and French control, briefly administering a Greater Somalia under one banner. This moment, though under colonial supervision, allowed Somali nationalists to dream of unifying their people. They aspired to a Greater Somalia that would reclaim all Somali inhabited lands, a British and Italian Somalia, French Djibouti, Ethiopia's Ogaden, and even Kenya's Somali North. As European empires became weakened in the aftermath of World War II, Somali nationalism began to surge. Somali intellectuals and veterans formed political movements like the Somali Youth League, SYL, which became the leading nationalist party. This nationalist vision would later play a huge role in Somalia's wars. But first came independence and a fleeting moment of hope. July 1st, 1960, a new dawn breaks over Somalia. Independence had finally arrived, bringing an electrifying sense of unity and possibility. After decades under the shadow of colonialism, Somalis stood together, proud and hopeful, believing they could build their own future. British Somaliland in the north and Italian Somaliland in the south both gained independence but decided to merge to form the Somali Republic. For the first time, Somalis had their own sovereign nation. There was a euphoric sense of possibility. At independence, Somali leaders and citizens alike believed that having a state of their own, run by competent Somalis, would finally redeem the country from the ravages of colonial rule. The new nation began its journey as a multi-party parliamentary democracy, one of the few in Africa at that time. Despite many in July 1977, Ba made the fateful decision to invade the Ogaden. In a swift offensive covertly coordinated with WSLF, the Somali National Army crossed the border and initially drove deep into the Ogaden, seizing towns and routing Ethiopian forces. Ba had gambled that the Soviets would support him over Ethiopia, or at least stay neutral. But he was gravely mistaken. The Soviet Union, now allied with Mengistu's Marxist Ethiopia, felt more strategically tied to Addis Ababa. Moscow abruptly switched sides, cutting off aid to Somalia and instead massively arming Ethiopia. In a dramatic Cold War realignment, Soviet advisors and a contingent of 10,000 Cuban troops rushed in to help Ethiopia fight off Somalia's invasion. Ba found himself isolated. The Western powers were reluctant to come to his aid in what looked to them like an act of aggression. In fact, one US diplomat later noted that President Jimmy Carter viewed Ba as the instigator and was not about to bail him out. By March 1978, the tide had turned disastrously. Ethiopian forces with Soviet-supplied tanks and Cuban soldiers expelled the Somali army from the Ogaden. Ba's dream of a quick victory evaporated. Somalia's defeat was comprehensive and humbling. Ba, who had fancied himself a triumphant nationalist, like an African Napoleon, saw his army crushed and his Soviet patrons become bitter enemies. He would expel the remaining Soviets from Somalia. In Mogadishu, the Soviet expulsion was celebrated by ordinary Somalis like a second Independence Day. They felt rid of meddling foreigners, but the reality was that Somalia had lost its superpower benefactor and gained nothing in return. The war had drained the economy and killed thousands. It also sent a flood of refugees pouring into Somalia. By 1979, Somalia was hosting over 350,000 Ogaden refugees in camps, mostly women.
Today, I will travel to Mogadishu, Somalia, the world's most dangerous.
Psych, we weren't gonna start the video like that. That's corny. What's going on, guys? Welcome to Psych, we weren't gonna.
Minneapolis is a battleground, and Somalis are at its center.
Are you okay?
No.
He's not okay. He's not okay. What happened?
The moment you visibly look like Somali, that is when the harassment starts.
The president has unleashed an onslaught against them.
We're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country.
Now, the most famous Somali American has been attacked, and many Somalis are too scared to leave the house for fear of ICE and far-right hatred.
We should not be shocked when you import a population whose primary occupation is pirate.
Like they think like we don't belong here. They think that we're nothing.
The community is standing up to the government, and they might have just turned the tide against ICE.
I do think that we will reassume our regular life as regular Minnesotans who are just ethnically Somali.
But no one knows when that will be.
Where are they?
Welcome to the front line of neighborhood resistance.
Oh, this one?
I'm with Khalid Mohammed, a Somali-American activist who spends his days chasing after ICE to protect his community.
Be careful, you guys. Be careful.
Despite 2 people being killed by federal agents and minus 20-degree temperatures, these Minneapolis residents have not stopped guarding their neighborhoods.
ICE, aka the kidnappers, are here.
So they suspect this car is ICE because it has no registration car and the windows are completely black. So they're very sure this is ICE. Some of the guys are also saying this could be a distraction. They might be somewhere else and they want to keep the neighbors here.
So some of us will stay and the rest of you guys, I would ask to patrol the rest of the neighborhood. ICE is here, as you can see, in this white car.
Khalid has been on the front lines of this protest for several weeks. Last month, ICE targeted the Somali neighborhood of Cedar Riverside, known locally as Little Mogadishu. It's near where Khalid lives.
Are you okay?
No.
He's not okay. He's not okay. What happened? They put the spray in his eye.
Tear gas, pepper sprayed, face-to-face, asked for my documentation. So it has been quite the experience, actually. I never thought that I will be tear gas and pepper sprayed by my own government.
So ICE, as you said, is targeting Somalis.
The moment you visibly look like Somali, that is when the harassment starts.
So being Somali here is a crime?
It's a crime right now, under the federal government, yeah.
80,000 Somalis call Minneapolis home, The vast majority are American citizens or legal residents, but they have been targeted viciously by ICE and the US government. Trump has repeatedly accused the community of fraud, but the case goes back years and involves many different ethnicities. The president rolled out the largest immigration crackdown in American history, Operation Metro Surge, deploying more than 3,000 federal agents with brutal, deadly consequences. And that's meant Somalis are staying home, too afraid to go out. Many Somali schools are shut this week, with families not willing to risk their children being caught up in the battle. Like COVID, kids like Abdulaziz and his younger siblings, Sumaya and Dalha, are back in front of their computers at the kitchen table. Do you miss your friends?
100%. I miss laughing with them, playing around with them, making jokes with them. I also miss the teachers, like how they used to do like fun activities with us, like how they used to take us places.
So ICE agents are very active in Minneapolis. How does that affect you?
It's just like, it's like COVID. It's like COVID, but this time it's not a disease, it's people.
They're spreading around like America, and they're just making America not great anymore. ICE is like, it's like COVID, but just spreading all around Minnesota now.
They're going for everybody. It's not just the Somali community. They killed a white lady, Renee Good. So I don't think it's just us that they're going for. I think it's just going for anybody that they're, what's it called, against, anybody that's against them.
Why do you think Trump is targeting the Somali community?
He's the one that said we should deport all of them. He's the one that said Somalis are trash.
Have you experienced that? Do they say that to you when you're walking on the street?
They say it to a lot of people. In Minneapolis, there's people that are in their, apartments that are yelling out the N-words and all these slurs to people.
You were all born here, so to you, what does it mean to be an American?
Like being an American is like to be like, have your rights and have your freedom and like just have fun in America. And like it's fun to be in America because like there's a lot of fun opportunities to do here.
For me, before it used to mean home. It used to mean like I get to do a lot of stuff here. It feels great. I feel welcome. But now I feel like everybody's hating on me. Like people, like the white people that's supporting Trump and Homeland Security, like they think that we're nothing. Like we're just like wasting space. Like they think like we don't belong here.
That hatred has had a devastating economic impact too. ICE agents have repeatedly targeted Somali businesses, which is why so many shops in the Caramel Mall are locked up, closed for the foreseeable future.
This is the heartbeat of the Somali community. It's where they meet and socialize, it's where they shop, it's where they pray. But look at it now, it's almost empty because people fear ICE. Especially since ICE killed 2 white people, there is a genuine fear that if they killed a white person, they would not hesitate killing a Somali.
We must abolish ICE for good.
And the violent language used by ICE officers is spilled over at an event with the Somali Congresswoman Ilhan Omar. She was speaking at a town hall when a man tried to attack her. As he was wrestled to the floor, she stood her ground.
We're gonna keep talking.
Just as Somalis across the city continue to do every day. This mosque is now guarded by locals of all faiths, so the Somalis inside can pray in safety without fear of an immigration raid or far-right attacks.
Do not be afraid. If you are a citizen, do not be afraid. If you're legally here in this country, do not be afraid.
Abdullahi Farah is a community leader. He has watched as the ICE presence has increased, but so too has the local support. How is the community dealing with the ICE agents and Donald Trump's negative comments?
In Minnesota, Minnesota is called Minnesota nice, but I think the hospitable nature of our community as well. We've been here for the last 30 years. The neighbors and co-workers and people know who the Somali community are. here. You know, they don't need Donald Trump to tell them who the Somali community or Somali neighbor is.
And it's the neighborhood that's standing up for itself. This is the Isturon Food Bank run by Fortune Wali. In recent weeks, they have been giving out more and more food to those in hiding. And it's not just the Somalis and other Africans they're helping, but Latino families too.
So then it gives them 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks of food, so they're not worried about where the next food is going to come from.
Before ICE came here, 300 people came here every week to collect food. Now, it's only 50.
They're scared. So majority of them are either new refugees, green card holders, I-94 holders, even people with passport. And now they're settled, they could be the breadwinner for whole family. So if ICE comes in and takes them, that's a huge loss for a whole family.
And how are they surviving then?
They're surviving by the community. You know, our community, it's the neighbors, it's the network of families that we have.
Volunteers like Khalid now deliver food parcels to those Somalis and other families who are too afraid to come here themselves.
Hi, how are you?
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam. Food delivery?
Yes.
What have you got?
I got some stuff in here, and typically we deliver food to folks that are hiding from ICE.
Do you think this tightness of the Somali community has surprised many others, including ICE agents?
It surprised how quickly the community has mobilized and how they stood right next to each other and supported one another.
Today, he's dropping off some food for a Somali man in hiding. He only arrived a year ago, and if he's caught by ICE, he's worried he will be detained.
Legal baad ku joogtaa waanad baqaysaa.
Waana baqaynaa.
In lagu qabto. Dad sidaadoo kale la qabtay miyaa marka?
ها طفوي ها أي لا تبين كل حقويس ونقرر والله هي الله أعلم سأل لكن حلي كل ما يهوش على ضمان دونت.
وأدرس هذا المياه مركا.
أنت ما نخوض النبي تنخوض الطبيعة.
والله هيك ميل كم بالو هيا.
وكل ما أذو قارة تحس بالو هيا قارة ولا سوداء.
كورن Soomaalida sayidin caawinayaan ee idin ka warramay
kulli baa Soomaalidu isku tiirsan tahay si fiican bay wax isku qabanayaan inta dhibaataysan waa loo soo gurmanayaa ka waxaysta kaan waxba haysan buu siinayaa ka baqaya isagana waxa ku kii aan baqayn baa wuxuu keenaya marka aad bay isku qarabsanayaan Soomaalida iyo ajaanibkii kale dhulka ugu nimid Minnesota deganaada.
It sounds like a mega nightmare. Instead of sowing division, the arrival of ICE has brought once isolated communities together, and that support is helping keep everyone safe, which should reassure families back home in Somalia.
Well, I'm Somali. I know the community well, and we follow each other whenever something is happening somewhere, thousands of miles away. So what have you been hearing from, family, relatives back home, all over the world?
My phones keep blowing up. Every day when something happens, families back home are really worried. For the first time, they asking us to actually come back. They are pretty much concerned. They actually worry for us, which is actually crazy to think of.
People in Somalia are telling you to come back home.
Yeah.
And leave America.
And leave America. It's not safe for you. Imagine that. America is not safe for you right now as a Somali American.
And no one knows more about threats than Congresswoman Ilhan Omar. We met up with her the day after she had been attacked. Like thousands of other Somalis, Ilhan Omar came to America as a young child fleeing the brutal civil war.
It's been really incredible, to watch the way that Somalis have responded in the face of this occupation. The president expected us to be intimidated, for us to be scared, to not feel confident in what our rights are here under the Constitution. But Somalis have met this moment with grit, with humor.
How does that make you feel as a Somali?
I worry for our elders, and people who are, my age or older, who experienced the Civil War, who lived under dictatorship, because this moment is very triggering, and I know that there's a lot of emotions that people are experiencing, and so I do want them to like find, circles where they have these conversations and find ways to deal with that.
With all that's happening, how do you see the future of Somalis in Minnesota?
Yeah, I mean, I think once the occupation ends, we go back to being the thriving community that we have always been. Minnesota Somalis are known for being entrepreneurs, for wanting to be part of every segment of society, whether it's being a public servant, being a teacher or a politician, being a nurse or a doctor. And so I do think that we will reassume our regular life as regular Minnesotans who are just ethnically Somali.
Whilst she rose to become a political leader, others like Ali have risen to the highest rank of the police force here in Minnesota.
We'll take one of the squad cars in the back there. Yep.
And there are few who have to balance the identities as a Somali and an American like Ali does.
So I was born in Somalia, and then I left Somalia when I was the age of 4 years old, and my family and I migrated to Kenya, Nairobi, in a refugee camp. And I was in a refugee camp for 4 years. At the age of 8 years old, we had the opportunity to come to America in 1996. I migrated here with my family in Texas, and then from there, we journeyed to Minnesota in 1999, and I've been living in Minnesota since then.
The police do not work with ICE, leaving him caught between the federal government clampdown and the population rising up to protect their neighbors. As we were walking in, you said some people think you're ICE. They were looking and making sure you are not ICE.
Yeah, yep. So they see the uniform. There's a lot of fear, a lot of uncertainty within the community. You always try to remind them as Somali officers, we serve the whole community, no matter what ethnicity that you're in. We're there to respond. We don't care about your immigration status. We're not federal agents. We're the Minneapolis Police Department. We have a great chief that supports the minority community and only worries about the public safety of the city.
I have seen this story where a police officer who was, I think, Latino was stopped by ICE. When you are not in uniform, as a Somali, do you sometimes fear being stopped by ICE?
I do. Just like the individuals that call me from the community, the same advice I give them, even if they're legal citizens here. A lot of them carry their paperwork, whether it's their passport or a passport ID. That fear is real.
Somali Americans have called Minnesota their home from home for the past 3 decades. They are fully integrated into the community here. There are politicians, police officers, and business owners. Now, Trump's immigration crackdown has shown them another side of the American dream. But it's a dream that they are not prepared to give up without a fight. And that was on show outside this hotel, where protesters suspect ICE officers are staying.
I'm proud to call myself a Minnesotan because this is what true Minnesota looks like. It doesn't matter what you look like, where you came from, what religion you practice. At the end of the day, we're all Minnesotans, and this is what it looks like to show up as a Minnesotan for your fellow Minnesotans, for your fellow neighbors, for your fellow brothers and sisters that are resisting ICE.
Are you hopeful about the future?
Yes, so I'm very hopeful, yeah. I'm extremely proud of my fellow Minnesotans, and yeah, I'm glad to call Minnesota home.
For years, Somalis have been caught between two worlds, their Somali heritage and their new American identity. But this crisis has shown that despite being in a country where the president and administration demonizes them, their city has embraced them, and where the residents are prepared to defend them.
Babylon, I put on the pressure. Oh yeah. on this land, on this land. Some can't take it, but they can't leave it, leave it. Some are forced to stay